close your eyes for a moment. Picture a realm where the earth trembles not from quakes, but from the footsteps of giants. Towering spires pierce the clouds, powered by whispers of the wind and secrets of the stars. Cities hum with invisible energy, their streets alive with the clamor of a people who bent nature to their will. This was no fragile kingdom teetering on the edge of oblivion. This was Grand Tartary, an empire so colossal it dwarfed Rome, swallowed empires whole, and etched its name across the skin of the world from the frozen tundras of Siberia to the sun-baked steppes of Central Asia. From the Caspian Sea's whispering shores to the endless blue of the Pacific, it reigned supreme. But here's the chill that creeps down your spine. One day it was there. The next, gone. Wiped clean, as if the gods themselves had drawn a veil over history's grandest stage. What cataclysm swallowed them whole? A natural fade into dust, like so many before? Or something far darker, a deliberate unmaking, a conspiracy woven in the halls of power to bury truths too dangerous to whisper? Strap in, seeker of shadows. We're descending into the labyrinth of lost empires, where every map is a lie, every building a tomb, and every legend a scream for justice. Welcome to Secret Origins. Let's begin where the evidence bleeds through the cracks, the maps themselves. Dust off those forgotten atlases from your attic, the ones your grandparents swore held secrets. Open any from the 1500s, and there it looms. Tartaria, not a scribble in the margins, not a fanciful doodle born of idle quills. No, this is a behemoth, inked with the precision of explorers who staked their lives on its reality. French cartographers like Guillaume Delisle etched its borders with trembling hands, capturing Chinese Tartary, sprawling like a dragon across the east. Dutch masters, with their spice-scented inks, charted independent Tartary as a sovereign force, untamed and unbreakable. Even the stoic Germans, poring over starlit tables, agreed. From the Ural Mountains' jagged teeth to the Gobi's endless sands, Tartary pulsed with life, a mosaic of realms, each more enigmatic than the last. Hundreds of maps, spanning 3 shadowed centuries, echo the same refrain. No discrepancies, no whispers of doubt. This wasn't cartographic whimsy. It was consensus, carved from travelers' tales, merchants' ledgers, and spies' dispatches. Yet, as the 19th century clawed toward its close, something insidious stirred. The lines began to blur. Borders softened like wax under flame. By the 1810s, Grand Tartary flickered like a dying candle. First in British charts, then French, then gone entirely. Not a slow erosion, mind you. No gentle fade into obscurity. It was surgical, precise, as if invisible hands had redacted history itself, leaving blank spaces where legends once roared. Why, if Tartary was mere nomad haze, a patchwork of horse lords and tent dwellers, why the frantic purge? Why consign an entire epic to the void? Modern textbooks? Silent as graves. Geography tomes? Devoid of its shadow. But linger on those old maps and feel the pull. Cities marked with asterisks of awe, rivers named for forgotten kings. What horrors or wonders did they guard that demanded such erasure? The answer hides not in ink, but in stone. Across oceans, in the bones of our cities, the ghosts of Tartary stir. Shift your gaze westward, to the new world awakening in fire and steel. The late 1800s, a frenzy grips the globe. From Europe's gilded capitals to America's booming frontiers, colossal edifices erupt like thunder from the earth. Not humble halls, but symphonies in stone, domes that kiss the heavens, columns carved with celestial precision, facades that mock the pull of gravity. Government palaces in Washington, D.C., gleam with marble veins older than the Republic. Train depots in London swallow locomotives whole, their arches echoing with phantom choirs. And in the heart of it all, exhibition halls that birth legends. Take San Francisco, 1906. The earth heaves in rage, a quake that devours wood-framed dreams and spits ash into the sky. Rubble chokes the bay. Despair hangs like fog. By all rights, recovery should crawl on bloodied knees. Decades of toil, budgets bled dry. Yet, in a fevered dream of reconstruction, the city rises phoenix-like. Beaux-Arts beauties crown Nob Hill. Intricate iron lacework defies the scars. Resources? Miraculous. Craftsmen? Legion. Wielding secrets lost to time. How? Whispers from the east, perhaps. Refugees of a fallen realm. Smuggling blueprints etched in starlight. Or did the Tartarians themselves, those spectral engineers, lend a hidden hand from the shadows? But San Francisco is mere prelude. Journey to Chicago, 1893. The World's Columbian Exposition. The White City, they called it. 633 acres of neoclassical nirvana, 200 structures blooming like lotuses from the muck of the prairie. The manufacturer's building? A colossus under one vast roof, 1,687 feet long, vast enough to cradle the Capitol. The pyramids, cathedrals of legend, with space for 1,000 more. Intricate glass vaults, iron spines woven like spider silk, stonework that sings of forgotten quarries. Official lore? Built in 2 years flat. Temporary plastering staff, a whimsical veil for the fair. 2 years. For a marvel that modern cranes would envy, gaze upon the sepia ghosts in photographs. Do those halls scream ephemeral? No, they pulse with permanence, etched in enduring grace. Yet, as the crowds depart and confetti settles, the blades fall. Demolition crews swarm like locusts. Every spire toppled, every arch pulverized. Temporary, the edicts decree, but ponder this in the dead of night. Millions poured into phantoms, only to salt the earth? Absurdity incarnate. Unless these weren't built. They pre-existed. Vestiges of Tartary's golden age, polished with spectacle, then ritually slain to silence their testimony. What if the fairs weren't celebrations but funerals, veiled exhumations of a buried empire? Deeper we delve, where the ground itself conspires. Stroll any pre-1900 city, Seattle's shadowed alleys, New York's subterranean veins, and witness the anomaly. Buildings half-swallowed, first floors transmogrified into crypts. Windows peer from sidewalks like drowned eyes. Doorways yawn into basements that once kissed the sun. Tartaria's acolytes name it the Great Mud Flood, not metaphor, but cataclysm. In the 1800s veiled heart, a planetary paroxysm. Liquefied earth surges, a tidal wave of mire that entombs metropolises whole. Tartarian spires pierce the deluge, their crowns alone spared, while below, avenues of wonder molder in silence. Evidence? It mocks the skeptic. Seattle's underground, blocks regrade post-flood, original streets now tourist tombs, revealing basements bricked with impossible finesse. New York subways? Diggers unearth facades flawless as the day they fell, elaborate cornices, friezes of mythic beasts, all layered under strata that scream sudden burial. And San Francisco's quake? Not ruin, but revelation. Workers sifted not debris, but intact grandeur, buried facades gleaming like new minted coin. Coincidence? Or the mud flood's final gasp, unearthing what powers that be race arranger? Mainstream voices murmur urban evolution. Paving upon paving, a gradual mound of modernity. But measure the depths. 10, 20 feet of progress in decades? Entire floors vanish beneath the boot of time? No, this reeks of cover. A global entombment, time to Tartary's eclipse from the charts. And the styles? Uniform as a curse. Columns Corinthian, domes Byzantine, precision pan-continental. Chicago to Constantinople, the same spectral signature. Co-built? Or one empire's echo, ringing through stolen lands? But Tartaria's genius wasn't brute stone, it was symphony. Behold the star forts. Geometric enigmas peppering the globe, from Portugal's crenellated coast to Russia's Siberian scarps, even America's fledgling frontiers. Mainstream? Cannon fodder, Vauban's defensive doodles. Yet trace their angles. Pentagrams and masonry, proportions pulsing with Phi's golden whisper. Not barriers, but beacons. Theorists unveil the truth. Resonance engines, channeling Earth's ley lines, bending electromagnetism to their bow. Imagine walls that hum with harvestable force, powering citadel sans smoke or steam. Step into a Tartarian echo, a cathedral's nave, a capitol's vault, and feel it. Acoustics alive, voices vaulting like spirits unbound, not for sermons or senatorial bluster, but technology, frequencies that levitate limestone leviathans, transmute mud to mortar, levitate the very air. Modern labs confirm. Sound shatters stone, suspends spheres, reprograms water's dance. What if Tartarians orchestrated this eons ago? Free energy grid spanning steppes to seas. No coal barons, no oil overlords. A world unchained. But such light casts long shadows. If known, it topples empires of avarice. Hence the purge. Not just maps redacted, but mechanisms melted, secrets sealed in mud's embrace. Why no relics hum today? Because the victors feared the spark. Now, the revelation that rend the veil, who were these architects of awe? Not kin to us, frail and fleeting. Giants. Measure the doorways, 12 feet, 15, 20 high, threshold for titans. Stair risings that demand leaps, not steps. Ceilings thrice our span, vast as cavernous skies. Grandeur's folly, historian scoff, ego and elevation. But behold the furnishings in faded photos. Thrones for colossi, tables for 12-foot feasts, beds broad as barges. No human hubris. Habitat for the exalted. Chronicles corroborate. 1800s gazettes brim with bulletins. Skeletons unearthed in Ohio's mounds. Nevada's digs, measuring 7 to 9 feet. Frames forged for forever. The Smithsonian, hoarder of horrors, logging anomalous remains by the crate. Then, vanishment. Catalogs cleanse, bones burned or bunkered in vaults we'll never breach. Why the silence? Because giants rewrite Genesis. Evolution's ladder lengthens. Myths morph to memory. Titans of Greece, Nephilim of Scripture, Jotun of sagas, red men of indigenous lore, all echoes of Tartary's brood. A race that tamed tempests, now interred in myth's marrow. To admit them? To question our smallness? Unthinkable. Yet their scale lingers, a taunt in every sunken sill. If giants wielded wonders, their fall was no accident. Enter the Great Reset, not forum fodder, but antiquity's apocalypse. The 1800s convulse. Chicago's Inferno, 1871, a cow's kick? Or arson aimed at ornate orphans of Tartary, devouring Baroque beauties while barns stand serene? San Francisco's Shudder, 1906. Quake or query, unburying what mud concealed? Then the Tempest, World War's Thunder, 1914 to 18. Flu's Phantom Scythe, the second global blaze. Disasters? Or demolition derbies, scripted to scorch the slate clean? And the photographs? Oh, the photographs. Late 1800 cityscapes. Metropolis as mausoleum. Broadway barren. Thames tombs. Boulevards begging for breath. No carts clattering. No hawkers hollering. Emptiness absolute. Exposures excuse, they claim. Lenses lingering, motion melting to mist. Fair enough for stragglers. But whole wards vacant. No pulse of populace. It hints at Holocaust unspoken. Populations culled. Chronicles culled. A reset raw and ruthless. Tartary not solo victim. Perhaps echoes of Atlantis. Mu's drowned kin. A pattern of purges. Preserving the powerful. So, what devoured Grand Tartary? Mud's merciless maw? Flames fanned by foes? Or a cabal cloaked in calamity, jealous of their juxt? The maps lie mute. The stone sighs secrets. The giant's ghost grin in the gloom. You decide, in the comments below, conspiracy or cosmic jest. And if this descent chilled your core, brace for Mu. The cradle of creation, older than oceans, vanished beneath waves of willful forget. Tap the screen now. Plunge deeper. Thank you, from the depths of these shadowed archives, for unraveling the threads of Tartaria with me tonight. Your curiosity is a light that pierces a fog. Truly, it's explorers like you who keep the lost alive. If this enigma ignited your inner seeker, smash that like button to fuel more forbidden tales. Subscribe and ring the bell so no mystery escapes you, and share your wildest theories in the comments. We're unraveling this together. Until our next whisper from the void, question boldly, dream dangerously, and remember, history is not written in stone, it's buried beneath it. Sweet dreams, or should I say awakening? Good night.